Welcome, folks. We're trying out yellow today as a different colored shirt. And oh, we have stuff in the way here. Move it over. So today's day 11 for me. I'm going to keep it again. I actually only have 15 minutes before another appointment. So we'll turn off the music now. Laugh out loud. It's a nice way to start. All right. So today I have a couple of screen shares and a little bit of a extremely psychically difficult couple of days. And what I'm going to go through today is I'm going to talk to you about, I have some products that, here's some of my, the unplanned products that I'm using now for drainage. And I'm going to talk about that today. So one's for the kidney, the K, the L is for liver drainage, and then this is for fat digestion. This has beets and choline and lipase, which is fat enzyme, plus a little stomach acid. And then this one is called Energy, and this one's called Moors. And so one's a methylation donor, Moors, and then this one's quantum cellular ATP Energy. So I'll talk about each one of those 5, and then I'm just finishing up. That was my big cleanse, was SP cleanse. We'll go through that. And then here's the VRM products from Systemic. This is another company like Standard Process that does food. So there's small parasites. I just did VRM 1, and then I went through a few other anti-parasites. It's a yearly thing, folks. You know, I eat raw meat and I eat raw food and I eat raw berries. And today I was out there eating raw raspberries and, you know, borderline, right on the edge. So these are worms and seeds and eggs in there probably, but I don't worry about it because some of those worms are necessary in there to eat up a little bit of waste that's produced. So I'm just finishing up the small parasite product, and then I'm going to move to the micro and then the cell. So as you get higher in the numbers, it works down into the cell level. And then that goes great with these cell sort of nutraceutical products. And then the drainage. And so we'll talk about kind of, you know, how does your cellular bathroom work, and where does the toilet for the cells, and where does that go, and what has to be transformed, and what has to be filtered, and what has to be let go of. And so what's interesting about the micro and the cell parasites is they're still the same. You kind of see black walnut in a lot of these, and that's a common parasite herbs. And then these guys have some really interesting, black walnut wormwood, almost always see that. Then worm seed oil and pomegranate fruit and, you know, yerba santa. You'd think, wow, that's kind of an interesting formula. Just herbs in each of these. And then this cell one, guarana, which is a stimulant, sweet wormwood, kamala herb, tomato, tosteo root, maracula leaves, valerian, there's black walnut again, fleabane, quassia chips, which is a form of sort of cinnamon, papain, betel nut, worm seed oil. So you can see that on this particular cleanse, I'm going to run these through. When the cleanse ends, these will be in low dose throughout the rest of the year to finish my parasite protocol for the year, because I know I have a parasite issue, and bowels get a little weird and there's an itch sort of downstairs, and so that itch generally goes away when I do the anti-parasite work. So to finish up yesterday, this Magdalene Energy is you know, it's like the virgin birth. And so like right now, when I'm talking to you, if I'm talking from the place that's not divided, if thine eye is single, then the feminine and the masculine archetypes become secondary. And I'm just speaking from a place of wholeness. Ideally, we are speaking from that place. So my feminine side, of course, would be the listener, the nurturing, the body work side. And then my masculine side would be the go out and climb a mountain, or go harvest herbs, or go help somebody with the risk to myself, maybe. So let's go into this. So the Magdalene Energy is about rebirth, and nurturing and healing. And like I said yesterday, you know, if you have a lot of trauma and PTSD, a man could play the Magdalene role, just like a woman could, but it would be a nurturing role. And Mary Magdalene, as you know, she's a woman, so she's going to embody the feminine healer, high priestess archetype, and which is generally like this: it's like receive and let the trauma run through the person, allowance, let it run through, let them talk, let them emote, you know, and hold safe space for them. And I love that word, allowance. And then their cells start to do this. Like I had a headache earlier. It's diminished quite a bit with today. This is a little bit of kratom, had a little bit of black tea and a little bit of this. And I almost reached for coffee as medicine today because I knew the coffee would have wiped out the headache, but then it would have been back on that wagon. And I'm at about, and it's day 11 of the cleanse, so day 13, 14 without coffee. So I've made it through half of a moon cycle. And that's the minimum for me, because I know when I go back, future Craig Vito is going to say, why are you doing this? You're going to get, you know, a few minutes of pleasure, maybe a whole day of pleasure, but then you're going to chase that day, because that's what happens to me. I'll go off coffee for 6 months, have a cup, and then it's like 8 hours of the most productive, beautiful, good mood ever. And then where I was using it and just irritable, and I'm actually more tired afterwards. All right, so let's go to the screen share. So caffeine does slow down detox, folks. I'm aware of that. And you can say, then why are you leading a cleansing group? And I would say I'm leading a cleansing group because I am more qualified than most people. Why? Because I know enough to say I'm not going beyond my edge. And I have a woman in my group that she went beyond her edge, and now she's paying the price a little bit. This is my schedule. And this is a cell to anus detox. This generally is not available in the cleanse folder. It's in the, yeah, that's a good thing to see where this document lives. Let me see where this one lives. So it's in the cellular detox prep learning folder. So it is in the cleanse folder. We can actually show you that real quick here. So in the cleanse folder, nope, it's in the cell cleanse. You have to go up one level to cleansing and then go down to cell detox. See how fast this is working. And then stage 1 prep learning. And you're learning about the first stage of cell detox. And this is the systemic formulas. And see, they're showing you all the menu of how to read. And I think this is a good order to read. So see, we're starting with cell to anus detox, and over the coming weeks, we'll look at some of this. So how to use this folder, and then see cell to anus detox. So, and you can work your way down. So we're going to give systemic formulas full credit for, not for this slide, that's me. Not for this slide, that's me. So we got to go back now. But for the articles themselves that we're going to be quoting out of, and I believe that's Shane Morris, and there we go. Now we're back in the cleanse thing. So what I did then for logistics is getting some. So this is where I started, and I'm on day 11 now, so that's done. So we can put that in green, being blue being done. The radish is a drainage product, so I'm doing that. I just opened up the Detox Balanced Chai. The first ingredient is pea protein, and I'm a more protein type, so there will be a possible side effect of that. I'll let you know on the report. I'm not taking organically bound minerals for the cleanse part. I'm taking something called Mintran, which is part organically bound minerals. And my whole protocol would go this long, so I'm not going to list, I'm just listing the cleansing part. And I am taking the GI Adsorb with the psyllium and greens together. So those two those two I take in the morning together. So those will go in green. Those two go together there. And I just added, I was on VRM1 and I'm on 2. And I've been doing 2, like when I wake up, and then 2 with the first or second meal. So we'll put 2 with lunch. And then LB, I've been doing 2 with 2 meals. So we'll say 2 with lunch and 2 with dinner. That's helping fat digestion. So we'll say fat. And then this is parasites. And then for the lungs, specifically part of it, in the next couple of days, I'll be doing the lung-based herb formula and Allerplex, which is a lung sort of restore product. So that'll be up and coming. We'll put that in yellow. And then we have this MORS thing, so MORS, and so that's methylation. Let's do that in small. And then N or G, and that, what do they call that one? Cell ATP energy. And what is that really? Well, that's oxygen, iron, copper, and magnesium are intimately involved in that process as elements. So I'm gonna, the methylation one, I'm only taking, let's fix this view thing here. There. So the MORS and the energy, because they're nutraceutically derived, I'm only taking one of those with my first meal early in the day. So MORS, it says, finest methylation formula and is critical to nutritional support of the intracellular and epigenetic healing. Shane Morris, Passion for Herbalomic Research. So there's a bunch of synthetic ascorbic acid, chelated or bound molybdenum, magnesium, zinc, niacinamide, and it looks like selenium and a methylated form of riboflavin, a methylated form of pyridoxine B6, quite a fascinating form, a methylated form of B12 in a very high dose. And then there's a herbal formula. It says proprietary matrix support and methylation blend. And it's quite impressive. So MORS, and then the ATP energy also focuses more on the bees. There's an ester of vitamin A, and then there's a mitochondrial biogenesis part of it and a proprietary ATP. If you want to look up the ingredients, you can go online. So I'm only using one of those to help with cell drainage. And then the L liver and the the L liver and the K kidney are the last two. And these are specifically for drainage. L liver, K kidney. And right now I'm taking 2 of those twice a day. So we could say 2 with lunch, 2 with lunch, 2 with dinner, or 2 with, just 2 twice a day. And so this is liver drainage, and this is kidney drainage. So you see foundation 4 is covered. And now let's go into that real quick. You can pause these, by the way. So the cell has to get stuff in and get stuff out. So look at all that stuff going on in the cell. Let's move this out of the way here. And there's all this stuff going on in the cell, right? Stuff's coming in, stuff's going out. So the cell has to shit. So think of your room like a cell. And there's a membrane here, and see, there's what it looks like. Oh, look at that. Protein, cholesterol, fats, phospholipids. So phospholipid bilayer means phosphorus. So you can see how the cell's got to shit and get stuff in and out. And see, the lungs, digestive tract and stuff, it's fuel in for energy production. The waste out has to go through the skin via sweat, the bowels, the fat-soluble toxins, the kidneys, the water-soluble toxins, and the air, the sort of air-soluble toxins. And so if you don't empty your garbage cans, then waste builds up. And feel free to pause these. This tells you basically from cell to anus detox. This is the steps. So liver, kidneys, lungs, colon, the skin excretes waste and you get skin problems. The lungs could become congested. The kidneys could become congested. The liver could become congested. The colon could become, and the lymphatic. So you see all these drainage areas. And there's your drainage channels. And that's what a healthy cell does. 3 arrows in, 3 arrows out. The lymphatic system is working well. And then an unhealthy cell, as you can see, 1 arrow in and 1 barely out. The cell is congested. Here's some drainage suggestions. Coffee enemas, raw radish, raw beets, raw carrots, some other herbs there. And then here's a drainage worksheet. It's all on the document. And I hope you have a great day. We're going to end it here today, and we'll come back for more on this discussion tomorrow. We'll go through this article here, what this means, the cell on the route of elimination. And then as far as today's cleanse personal stuff is, I'm mainly working on just the basic food chart, we could say. So have a great day, folks. This is a shorter video today. I really appreciate having a crew around me. So there's 10 or 15 people kind of engaged to varying degrees, and I get feedback and input from them. And Sunday, 9 to 11 a.m. are open office hours. Tonight, by the time this video is posted, it will probably be right before office hours, but it's Thursday today and next Thursday, 5 to 7 p.m. And you have to register on the Zoom link. So if you're not in one of my groups, you've got to contact me and get in, because I don't want to leave public links, especially for Zoom. But just contact me on the website and I'll get you the information you want. Thank you very much.